Some say Chinese is one of the most difficult languages in the world, and learning it is almost impossible.
So learning Chinese, the most difficult thing.
非常非常非常非常非常难
So I'm sort of tone deaf. I can't really hear them.
I think the cultural mindset is the biggest complication for
The
us.
grammar.
知吃思诗都还难
It's just complicated. So much.
Only because you're not learning it in the right way. Why not try Takeaway Chinese, where you can take some Chinese away and experience progress day by day. Takeaway Chinese, we will promise you a difference.
你好，欢迎收听随行汉语 Welcome to Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei, and joining me today in the studio is my favorite in the building, Tony Reid.
Fei Fei, what's going on? And hello everybody joining us for another episode of Takeaway Chinese. I'm excited to learn a little bit more today. Hopefully I can take away at least one word, but we'll see.
You definitely can take one word, and that's the topic for this episode, which is camping, 露营.
Okay. What is it called? Lu Ming?
露营.
Lu Yang?
Yes, 露营.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I don't know why that camping is really catching up in China at the moment, especially among young people. And over the weekend, I went to a shopping mall and unexpectedly I ran into a sort of a small festival on camping and coffee.
A festival? Or,
yeah.
Or a sale? Or
like in the downtown area in front of a shopping mall. And there is a few tents, really big tents with people having coffee inside the tents. Well, it's not the ideal place where you would go camping, but I think they're trying to sell those products.
Yeah, the image and just the lifestyle, I guess you could say. Because in a way, it's kind of a lifestyle.
Yeah, exactly.
The outdoorsy, being around nature and being inside your tent.
Yeah.
I have some experiences with that. It's amazing.
Really?
Of course.
We'll have a talk about this in this episode. But for more on how to say that in Chinese, please stay with us for 30 minutes and you will be able to take away some Chinese on camping, 露营. But for more fun Chinese learning, you can follow us on Facebook by CRI Learn Chinese to watch many fun videos and live streams. But now, let's switch back to camping in Chinese.
我看见你发的朋友圈了，你去哪儿了？
我和朋友开车去京郊的一个森林公园露营了。
真不错，我也想去露营。
绝对推荐，不过去露营需要带的东西真不少，像帐篷、睡袋这些基本的东西都要备齐了。
感谢，我也去网上看看攻略。
And that's the dialogue for today's episode. So Tony, what do you feel about this topic?
No, I think that the conversation is very practical. And I feel like I've had this conversation before in the past. And so, yeah.
And there are definitely a lot of explanations we need to do about some of the things that's really unique in China, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get to it.
So, 我看见你发的朋友圈了，你去哪儿了?
Okay, so this is, I saw your WeChat moment just now. Where did you go? So, 我看见. Okay, so this sounds like I saw, right?
Yes.
And so you have the jian here. So kan is see. So kan jian, is this like past tense, see?
No, 看见 just means see as well.
Oh.
Yeah, the indication of past tense is actually with the le in the end of the
yeah,
sentence.
right. So this kan jian, this is the first time for me. So can we say 我看了你?
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
Excellent.
so that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so here 我看见你发的朋友圈了. So 发 is post, right?
Yes.
And then 的朋友is normally friend, but we have 朋友圈, right?
朋友圈.
So this is friend. So WeChat.
Yeah, it's like, it's very unique in China. You know, we messaging on WeChat all the time. And there is a small place in WeChat which is called Moments, 朋友圈, where you can post photos, post videos, and post things on your mind. It's basically like a Facebook page.
But 朋友, it literally means friend, yeah?
Yeah, 朋
And
友.
then chuan, what exactly does that mean?
It can mean circle.
Okay,
Yeah.
so your friend circle.
Yeah, so basically the friends you have on WeChat can post things about their life on this platform.
Interesting, because in English, friend circle has a completely different meaning. It kind of means like the people that you have in your, on your profile or something, that are people that are connected to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but here, friend circle is kind of like the things that you post.
But it's like really a term only used on WeChat. When you speak about 朋友圈, it only means normally now in China is the moments that you have on WeChat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's a set phrase for WeChat. All right. Got it. So 你发的, so your post, 朋友圈 WeChat moments. 你去哪儿了? So I've heard this before. 你 is you, 去 is go, 哪儿 is the Beijing way of saying where, right?
Yes.
But like the normal way is 哪里.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
But now is the northern accents here, which sounds more everyday life. The nali. And then we have the la in the end. The next one is 我和朋友开车去京郊的一个森林公园露营了。
Okay, so this is, I went camping with my friends and we drove to a camping site in a forest park in the suburbs of Beijing. So 我和朋友, so me or I, 和 is and then 朋友 is friend, so my friend and I.
Yeah.
开车, I think this is drive, yeah?
Yes.
去, this is like go, right?
Yes.
And then 京郊的, so 京郊, this is suburbs, right?
Jing is the short term of Beijing.
Okay.
And Jiao is 郊区 suburbs.
Okay.
So only in Beijing we would say 京郊. That means the suburbs of Beijing. But I don't think people, for example, in Shanghai would use this phrase in their daily life.
Okay. 一个 means normally one. And then sen or senli? Senli?
森林.
So senlin, this is forest.
Yes.
And then gongyuan is park. And then luying le. So luying is, I think that's the camping, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Going camping in the forest park is quite popular for Beijing residents because it's like 2 hours drive away. It's very close. And then 真不错,我也想去露营.
That's so nice. I want to go to, so 真不错. So 不错 normally means like it's not bad or no mistake, right?
Or great in this sense, in
Yeah.
this case.
And 真 is very or really, so really good. And then 我也, this means I also or I too. 想去, want to go. And then 露营 is camping.
Yeah, I want to go to camping too.
So in this context, since the last person said I went to 公园露营, this person probably doesn't need to say 露营 here, right? They could probably just say 真不错,我也想去. Can you
Yeah,
just-
it also makes sense.
Okay.
绝对推荐，不过去露营需要带的东西真不少，像帐篷、睡袋这些基本的东西都要备齐了。It's a long sentence.
Yeah. This is, I really recommend it, but you need to prepare a lot of things for camping. Gear, you got to have gear like tents, sleeping bags, which are essential.
Yes.
So 绝对, this is, I think this is a new one for me. This is like absolutely, right?
Exactly.
Or, and then 推荐. I think this is recommend, yeah?
Yes, absolutely recommend.
Okay. Can we also say 真的推荐?
Yeah, as well. Yeah.
That works too.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, you're getting better every episode.
And then we have 不过, and this is however, right?
Yes.
去 go, and then 露营, this is camping. 需要 means need. And then 带的, I think 带 is things.
Is bring.
Or bring.
Yeah.
带 is bring or take. And then 带的东西, so 东西 is things.
Yes.
And then 真不少, so 不少 is a lot, right?
Yes.
So 真 here means a lot or really a lot.
Really a lot.
Okay. And then xiang zhang peng.
帐篷.
So xiang is like, and then zhang peng is like, I think those are the tents, right?
Yes.
And then shui dai, this is like these or
Sleeping bags.
shui dai. All right, this is sleeping things or sleeping bags.
Yes. The 睡 is
Sleep, right?
And 带 is bags. So sleeping bag is quite direct translation.
All right. 知写, this is these.
Yes.
And then, is it 基本?
基本的.
基本的. So 基本的 is like to prepare.
基本的 is like essential or basic.
Okay. 基本 is essential. And then 东西 again is things. And then 都要, is this like a quantity?
Yeah, all of them.
Okay. And then 备齐了. So 备 is prepare again.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's quite a long sentence. It basically says, but you need to bring a lot of things for camping, and you definitely need the essentials, especially for tents and sleeping bags. And the other person said, 感谢，我也去网上看看攻略.
So that's thank you. I will look up camping tips online as well. So 感谢, this is a different way to say thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah, normally it's 谢谢 or 非常感谢.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
exactly.
Whenever I say that, people laugh at me. So it must be it's not a colloquial way of saying thank you, right?
Yeah.
All right.
太谢谢了.
Oh, 太谢谢.
Yeah, can be used in colloquial language. So 感谢 can also be used as a noun, like my gratitude. 我的感谢. In this case, it's not wrong to say 感谢 to the other person in spoken language, but it's not usual or frequent to use.
Okay. Okay. And then 我也去, so I also go. 网上 is, I think that's internet or Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah, online, basically.
Online. And then 看看 is look or see or check out something.
Yeah.
And then 攻略.
攻略 is a quite a new word, actually. You won't see people in their 50s or 80s using 攻略, but it's definitely one of the frequent words used by young people, like small tips. It can be used as 旅游攻略, traveling tips, or 游戏攻略, game tips. So it's a quite useful word, especially if you were planning on travel to somewhere. You would definitely check out some of the tips online, you know, the places you can go, the routes you can take in, or something that you need to be prepared for.
Yeah. I think 推荐 and also this 攻略 is good because you need recommendations and tips, right?
Yeah, for any trips. And what do you feel about the dialogue? Do you want to give it a try, or do you have any questions about this?
Not right now. Let's go ahead and give it a try. 我看见你发的朋友圈了，你去哪儿了？
我和朋友开车去京郊的一个森林公园露营了。
真不错，我也想去露营。
绝对推荐，不过去露营需要带的东西真不少，像帐篷、睡袋这些基本的东西都要备齐了。
感谢，我也去网上看看攻略。
You're listening to Takeaway Chinese with myself, Fei Fei and Tony Reid in the studio. We would love to hear from you. Send us your thoughts via email to learnchinese@cri.com.cn. And coming up next, let's learn more about camping, 露营. Welcome back, I'm Fei Fei, and today in the studio with me is, as usual, our Tony Reid. So Tony, about camping, you definitely have tried camping once or twice before, I guess?
Many times. I don't know how many times I've gone camping.
Oh, really? So you love camping?
Yeah. I think I loved it more when I was younger.
That's a tentative, yeah.
Because when you're younger, obviously it's just nice being somewhere outside of the house. And, being in the outdoors is a brand new experience. So yeah, I live near a national park. How do you say national park in Chinese?
国家公园
国家公园.
Yeah.
Okay. That's country
Yeah.
park. Right?
Country park, yes.
Okay.
Because it belongs to the country, of course. And so you grew up in cities, I guess. So that's why you find...
No. I grew up in a rural area.
Oh.
So the rural areas are kind of near the, I guess, the national park. And so I grew up near Yosemite National Park, which is a, pretty popular one in California.
Yeah, really famous one.
Yeah, so I used to go there. There was another one called Sequoia National Park. And so I've been there, and I've gone hiking and camping with some friends before, and it's kind of it's a unnerving feeling. How do you say nervous in Chinese?
紧张.
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 紧 is like really tense.
Yeah.
So 紧张 is like really nervous.
Yeah. I recall being, a bit nervous because, there's still a lot of wild animals in American national parks. So like when you're there, you don't really know what's going to, come out and, meet you out there. So
you definitely need to prepare some of the gears to protect yourself. Like knives, maybe fire.
Knives probably won't do you any good.
Really?
No, of course not. You're going to need bear mace or maybe some, long sticks or something that you can, scare off something if it comes your way.
That's some really new information for me, because I think for camping gears, having knives, 刀, is like one of the essentials, and one of the reasons is to protect yourself from, something wild animals or other strangers. But apparently, 刀are not enough to protect you.
I think it's good for other things. If you're for example, if you're going to cut some branches off of a tree so that you can start a fire. Campfire. How do you say campfire?
篝火.
篝火.
篝火. Yes.
Okay. So if you need a 篝火, then you'll need a knife to maybe cut that. And if you're fishing or something, maybe you want to cut open the fish and cook it or something like that. But
wow, you are going some really advanced camping skills here, because from the 攻略 I checked online, they listed a lot of the gears that are essential for camping, and cutting fish is not really one of the essentials mentioned in this 攻略.
Well, yeah, most people, they bring their own food and they make it to where it's easy. They have everything they need, and they just start the fire and they just cook what they brought. But some people, if you're near a body of water, then they like to do some fishing, and if they catch fish, then they try to cook. And I've done that before too. It's really nice.
So in China, I saw many of my friends who go camping and they post photos, and the most frequent food items appeared in their photos is either instant noodles, 方便面.
方便?
Yeah, 方便, convenient. 方便 noodles 面, 方便面.
Oh, convenient noodles.
Yeah, it's really,
方
really...
便面.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also either that or 串儿.
Oh, 串儿.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they
like
would barbecue.
Barbecue, yeah.
Yeah. 烧烤.
烧烤.
Yes. And that's like the two most frequent food items in camping sites in China right now. I guess it's because it's easy. And also, especially in Beijing, we don't really have like big rivers, and so big fish, not really big fish inside these rivers.
Yeah.
So it's not really able to cook into a delicious meals.
Right, right.
But when we're talking about camping essentials, I think you definitely have a lot of experience for this.
Well, you gotta have a tent. I think that's kind of important.
And how to say tent in Chinese?
Wait. Don't tell me. Is it... hold on, I'm scanning our conversation here. So tent is 帐篷.
Yes, 帐篷.
Okay, 帐篷. So
yeah.
我们需要帐篷
Yes.
和睡袋.
Yes, exactly. And these are the two essentials.
And maybe a lighter.
Oh, 打火机.
打火机
Yes.
Okay, 打火机
Yeah, so 打火 is like the 打 is like hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And 火 fire, 机 is like machine.
Okay, fire hitting machine.
Yeah. I
Okay.
hope that will help you to remember 打火机 because it's very different than lighter, right? And there are also some other things that I think are really popular on especially e-commerce sites like camping chairs and camping tables. 露营桌椅
露营 camping
桌 table
桌
椅
椅
chairs.
How do you spell that? Is that Y-I-E?
Yes, Y-I-E is the third tone.
Okay.
桌椅
Oh, got it. Okay. Most of the campsites back home, they normally have those kinds of tables and stuff.
Oh.
You know, when you go and you rent a space to stay to camp, then they have those there. If this is a formal like camping site, but if you're just going in the middle, like if you're going to a national park, a
国家公园
国家公园, then there's nothing. Yeah, you have to bring your own stuff.
So campsite is 露营地露营地
露营地
Yeah, the place to camp.
Okay, and D is short for 地方.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I think a lot of people in Beijing are actually going to one of those camp tents. And I think some of them even have the tents ready. So you don't really have to bring anything except for food and water as well.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's really convenient. It's more like a hotel, but you're living in a tent instead of a nice fancy building.
I disagree with that. I think that half of the battle is putting the tent up. Because you have to fight with it. You got to figure out where this part goes, that part goes, and then when you're done, it's like an accomplishment. Like, you know, we put this together.
So, you know, my thoughts when seeing, I saw a lot of videos that are really trying to sell these camping gears. And they have videos of people putting up the tents, cooking in the tents, and especially all of the videos is raining. It's raining and they're putting up the tents. And I only think of a 4-word phrase in Chinese, which is 大可不必.
大可不必.
Really not necessary.
So I think it's not necessary for them to put the tent together.
Especially in the rain, you know. If it's raining, maybe it's not the best day to go camping. But I guess maybe that's the reason why a lot of people love to go camping is to get close to the nature and then putting up the tents to have the sense of accomplishment, to have 成就感.
成就感.
Yeah.
Okay, 感 is feel, right?
Yeah, the sense of accomplishment.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, you're going back to nature. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed to be convenient. It's not supposed to be all of these things that we're used to in the civilized world. We're going out into the sticks. So it's supposed to be a battle. It's supposed to be a fight. If it rains, then this is natural. This is what, you know, you have to deal with it.
Yeah,
you know, so I think that's also, if you have this mindset, it's also a lot easier. Of course, if you're parked really close to where you're going to be camping, it's not that big of a deal. You can just get in your car until like the rain passes, if it's like a strong rain. But if you're like hiking in the middle of nowhere, then you don't have any of that. So you just have to endure it and put it together. So it's again, it depends on the, you know, I guess the type of experience that you want.
Yeah, so for you, you're looking for this relaxation and happiness feeling, maybe, that to be able to 解压, to dissolve some of your pressures, maybe.
I guess so. I think it depends. Some people are in it for the adventure, and so they're willing to do the, how do you say adventure?
冒险.
冒险. Yeah, some people want the adventure, so they're willing to endure and sleep in a less comfortable kind of setup, and put their own tent together and put their, you know, thin little sleeping bag out there and just really, you know, just rough it for one night.
So for essentials, if people are going to camping, especially in the middle of a 国家公园, a national park in a forest,
Yeah.
so some of the gears like navigation tools or first aid kit may be also essential to pack it.
Yes, ideally.
Yeah.
I've never packed a first aid
Really?
kit. No, I don't think most hikers do, but it's...
What if you cut yourself with a, I don't know, brunch?
Again, this normally doesn't happen so much. It's good, but it is good. It's a good rule of thumb for somebody to bring some kind of disinfectant, some bandage and stuff like that. But I mean, all the times that I've gone, none of us have ever brought anything like that. So, because we just, we were walking. Our hikes were kind of tough, but they weren't like really, really tough where, you can really hurt yourself. So I think it depends on the kind of hike that you're doing. But yeah, I guess that's definitely something that you should bring. Somebody should bring along.
Okay.
So how do you say first aid kit?
急救包.
急救包.
Yes, 急救包. And also for navigation tools, which I think we all have that on our phones these days.
You mean like a map or something?
Map or a compass.
Oh, a compass.
Yeah.
I've never seen a compass in real life, to be honest.
But you've seen that on your phones, right?
Yeah, but I mean, when you get out there and there's no signal, I mean, your phone sometimes becomes useless. I mean, it's only good for pictures.
Then how do you tell directions? Where you are going? Where are you at the moment? And how to go back?
There is a path, even though the path isn't very clear. There's a path, so you just kind of follow the path. And again, that's the kind of the adventure element of it too, because the path is not paved where you can see directly where you're going. If you're not conscientious, you could get lost.
Oh, so having some navigation might be necessary in some cases.
Maybe, but
导航.
in the 美国的国家公园, maybe I think a map might be okay if they have one available, because there's so many different hikes there that they don't have necessarily a map for everything. So I don't know. You just go there early enough, and if you get lost, you'll probably see someone on the path, and they can kind of guide you.
Because it's really popular as well for hikers and campers.
Yeah, I mean, there will be places where there's no people.
Oh.
But every now and then, if you'll see someone coming in, you can ask questions. Hey, how do we get to this point or that point? And they can kind of guide you there. And there's staff that works there as well. So
and one last question for you about camping, about 露营, is what kind of clothes would you pack?
I think it depends on what season. In California, shorts, t-shirt, probably clothes where you can sweat and it'll dry very quickly, because California heat, it's brutal. So
I've heard about this.
Yeah, so a hat, probably a handkerchief to wipe your sweat, thin, breathable clothes, lots of water, and electrolytes, of course.
So you're looking for something can dry really quickly, which is 速干 in Chinese.
速干衣服?
Yes.
速干衣服?
速 is quickly. 干 is dry. So it's a quick dry 衣服. Or something 透气, breathable.
Oh, okay. 透气.
透气. If you're camping in hot weathers.
Yeah.
But I think for now, like in Beijing now, it's getting really cooler. I think maybe long sleeves, long pants, and boots would be...
And maybe even a jacket too.
Yeah.
Because if you go up in elevation, it gets colder.
Yeah, exactly. And in forests, it's really near water. It can be colder and colder.
Yes,
so
I agree.
For long sleeves and long pants is 长袖. Long sleeves, 长裤, long pants.
Okay. 长裤.
But I guess in English you may not call it long pants. Maybe
no, you just say pants.
Pants.
Pants are just pants.
Right. But in Chinese you definitely need the long 长裤 because shorts is 短裤.
短裤.
Yeah, if you say 裤子 pants, it doesn't really indicate the length of the pants. So you have to emphasize on the length.
Interesting.
It's long 长裤 or short 短裤.
Yeah, see, it's just, pants are just pants. They cover your whole legs. But yeah, I
but
guess.
we can be very specific in Chinese.
I guess.
Yeah, and that's all for the camping, 露营. And I hope some of the tips that 攻略 that Tony gave to you are helpful for you if you plan to go camping some days in the near future. And that brings us to the end of today's Takeaway Chinese. I'm Fei Fei with Tony here in the studio. For more episodes of the show, you can visit our website at radio.cgtn.com and go to the column Shows and Podcasts. You can listen to the show and read the script there.
Find us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and much more. Just search for Takeaway Chinese. Don't forget to leave your comments, questions, and ratings.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Take it easy, folks. 再见.